Now we continue our look at BC Ferries, a system projected to lose more than $250 million over the next 5 years. The fleet has already seen service cuts and fare increases, but everyone agrees more needs to be done. And one man insists he knows what it is. He's been telling anyone who will listen for more than 3 decades, we need to build a bridge.
There's a tunnel under here where all the ships can go through.
Pat McGeer has a bridge in his basement. The model was made for Expo 86. He's been lobbying for a fixed link between the mainland and Vancouver Island for more than 30 years.
You build a bridge, it'll last several hundred years. You build a ferry and it gets outmoded and has to be replaced. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, to figure all this out.
The former cabinet minister was an MLA for more than 2 decades, from the early 60s to the mid-1980s. At the age of 85, McGeer now works full-time researching Alzheimer's disease at UBC. He has received the Order of Canada, and he has not given up on his bridge.
This is the only sensible thing to do for the future, and because it's the only sensible thing, as soon as we have a sensible government, we'll do it.
The floating bridge is based on feasibility studies done in the early 80s. It goes something like this. A tunnel would carry traffic from the Steveston area to a nearby artificial island, allowing marine traffic to sail over top. From the island, you drive about 20 kilometers across Georgia Strait onto Valdez Island. Then you travel up Valdez and over a connecting bridge to Gabriola Island. And finally, from Gabriola, you cross one last span into Nanaimo.
There have been private firms come to see me, say they would like to build the floating bridge. They would pay for it and they would charge tolls.
He says the province has blocked the project. The BC government lists several reasons why it thinks the bridge plan is broken, including costs reaching into the tens of billions of dollars, extreme wave conditions, heavy winds, the potential for ship impact, earthquakes, and water depths up to 365 meters.
That's just a lot of silly nonsense. It's going to be raised. Earthquakes? The ones that are in danger are the real bridges that have already been built, not a floating bridge, for heaven's sakes. Cost? It's going to last for 200 years. You want to pay it off over 100 years? Pay it off over 100 years. A ferry? Oh, it's going to last 30 years.
If McGeer's idea sounds far-fetched, there is also the possibility of eliminating money-losing ferry runs with short spans connecting Gulf Islands to major centres on Vancouver Island, Gabriola Island to Nanaimo, Quadra Island to Campbell River, Denman to the Comox Valley.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I think it's, not that far a distance, and I think Denman is one of the islands that's not visited as much as others and could maybe use more.
I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it a lot, but I would consider it.
It's just a perfect solution.
Pat McGeer believes the obstacles will eventually be overcome. The bridge is only a matter of time.